All right, greetings, brothers and sisters. We're here again, and we're going to continue our little study on what do women bring to the table. I'm your host, Dwayne Nelson. I'll be presenting this little mini study or series. And without further ado, let's jump right down into it. But please like, share, subscribe, and do all that good thing that only you can do. Please help the channel to grow and share the videos. Take your time, pick out a good video, and share it with your friends or family or share with anyone. Put it on social media. Try to get the word out there. Also, please check out the book. In the book, there's a whole lot more that is said in the book that, and obviously I'm not able to say here. A lot more explanation that with scriptural readings that will show you that the Bible does teach these things. We do not see them for some reason. I know what the reason is, but anyways, let's jump right down into what we're doing. Today we're going to be looking at accountability. Accountability. Let's say accountability is kryptonite. People don't like to be accountable for nothing. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I would say. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Well, we need to be accountable for the things that we do. And we have to show people that we are accountable. And if we have done something wrong, we have to make people know, see that we have changed and that we will never, ever, ever forget what was done. This is how you get accountability, is accepting your error. Accepting your error and making sure that the person know that you messed up and that you will never do that again. And that not never do it again, but you will never forget the pain that it caused. This is what the other person need to know. Above anything else. Because we are all very forgiving, brothers and sisters. Man and woman, we are always looking for a reason to forgive. When someone steps out of the marriage vows and do something, give something that should never be given to anyone else. When this happens, we need to take accountability. And we need to show that we will never forget the pain that we caused. It would always be in our mind. And when I say always, I mean always. Now, I'm not saying that you have to dwell on it and make yourself miserable. No. How can I put this as simple as possible? One time I heard a story of one of the pastors that I know here. He gave this sermon once, and it really made an impact on me. I'm like, man, that makes so much sense. He said he had a small car. I think it was a four-seater, but a two-door. I guess we call them little coupes or something. I know what you call them. Anyway, he had a two-door little car, and he had two daughters, twins, cute little children, and they were getting out of the car, and well, he got out, his wife got out, the two kids got out, and he wasn't paying attention, and the children get out, and he thinking that they're out of the car, and his little girl had her finger on the door, and obviously he get in the car, he closed the door, and when he slammed the door, little girl screamed, ah, and he jumped. What happened? He saw that he mashed her little fingers, and obviously swing the door open and he grabbed a little girl and he was crying with a little girl too. The little girl was crying. I mean, her finger. I mean, I don't know if you mash your fingers before the door, but gosh, that is, that thing is painful. Have mercy, that is painful. What that make a grown man cry. I tell you that. And he said he, from that moment on, would never slam the door, never close the car door without looking twice. Make sure, even when his daughter wasn't even in the car with him, when he go somewhere by himself, before he closed the door, he would always look and see that there's no one there. That is what it looks like. Now, would he go about all day thinking the door, the car door? No. It is when he get in that particular situation. Anytime he go to close, because you can only close the door when you around the car. And when you're in your house, are you worried? Did I close the door? I gotta worry about. You ain't thinking about that. You think about that when you are next to the car, when you have the car door open, and you're going to close it. It is the catalyst. This is what the other person need to know. This is what accountability looks like. It would never happen again because you would make sure it never happened again. See? You would make sure anytime you get in any type of circumstance like what caused that issue, you're always on guard. It would never happen. None of you have something to say about it. None of you have something to say. It would never happen again. And that's what accountability looks like, brothers and sisters. All right. And that one was short. Have mercy. Let's go to the other one. Forgiveness, atonement, and at oneness. You know, forgiveness means to be one with someone again. Same thing what atonement means. At oneness. For a man and a woman to come together after something like this happened, forgiveness is needed. Now, what does forgiveness look like? People say to be forgive and forget. No one forgives and forget. If we don't have that ability. We don't have that ability. So when God forgives, he forgets. No, what do you mean God doesn't forget either? But God forgives. Now, what does forgiveness mean? Forgiveness is when you get a dirty table, that way a filthy table, all kind of mess there, dirty, and you get a clean cloth and you put it over the table. Does the table look dirty? No, the table look clean. All of the filth is on the. And that is what forgiveness is. Forgiveness covers. That's what the Bible says. It covers a multitude of sins. It covers them. Doesn't eliminate them. The thing is still there. Where it said that he's going to cast our sins into the depths of the end. We will not be able to remember. Something he's going to do. When that happened, that is not forgiveness. That is blotting out, which is not the same thing. Now, when for a man to forgive or for a woman to forgive, the at one meant has to happen. We have to become one again. Because sin separates us. It divides us. It throws oil in the glue. See? It throws oil in the glue. It can't stick. It can't stick. So forgiveness permits us to be one again with each other. Now, in the forgiveness section, you need to have, like I said, the communication is a must. You have to be able to talk. You have to be able to express and accept the thought and expression of the other person. You have to be able to listen, and you have to be able to take a whole lot of stuff that's going to come. Because when infidelity happens, when this happens, this brings a whole lot of stuff with it. Things that you have probably forgotten for years comes up. Everything bubbles to the top. Everything. Because the person is questioning themselves. And no one likes to take the blame. Especially if it wasn't their fault. They don't like to take the blame. People are going to always try to blame someone else. In this case, it's merited. If the person didn't do, if you was the person that messed up, then the person shouldn't need to take the blame. And you have to own that. And for forgiveness to happen, the other person need to know that you are taking responsibility and you are being accountable and you are taking actions to make sure that you never forget how that happened or why it happened. Because the moment you do that, you drop your guard and that thing is bound to happen again. And the other person know it. They might not be able to express it the way I'm doing it, but they understand that. They understand that this is just a disaster waiting to happen again. And you have to be on guard for this. Just like the story I was telling you about the pastor. The pastor isn't there 100% of the time thing, but when he gets in those situations, he makes sure that does not, he makes sure that it does not repeat. Even if he's alone, he makes sure he double check. And this is what the other person need to know. He need to see this. Or she need to see, both need to see and need to realize or put it together that this is what's happening. He is making sure that he will never hurt me again. Or she is making sure that she never hurt me again. When that happens, that is when forgiveness takes place. That's when at oneness comes back. That's when the atonement is accepted. All right, let's look at another. Love versus respect. Now, what's the difference between love and respect? I think we went through this in previous video, but let's go ahead and do a little recap. What's the difference between love and respect? Love is what the man does for the woman. And what does the man do for the woman? The man goes and he provides, he protects. That is what love is for the woman. Love is the man will lay down his life to protect. That is what love is. This is what the Bible interprets love to be. From the man standpoint, the woman sees that, wow, he is doing this for me, and she sees him out there working like crazy, sees him coming in all hours of the night, tired, and still will get up and help whatever he can do. And she's looking and she said, wow, I have a great husband. She interprets that as love. If you don't believe me, let him not do it. He says, I ain't going to work for you. Protect you. If someone comes and he goes to see who's out by the door. Huh? Yeah. Go ahead. I'm scared. You can make me go and see what's happening. Yeah, you go. And how about if something is moving there in the yard, and he gets up, he said, stay in the house. I mean, go and see what she stay, and she's looking out the window. She out there looking, and she see him get out, and he started fighting with someone that's breaking into the. And what's she doing? She grabbing the children, getting on the phone, calling the police. She isn't going out there. What she's thinking about, wow, what if that person had come into the house? What was that going to do if my husband wasn't here? That's what love is for a woman. But today, woman has forgotten that. They think love is money. Oh man, love is what the man does, not what the man is. What he does. Now, how about respect? The Bible says, woman, respect your husband. Man, love your wife. Now, how does a woman respect? Because respect is what the man interprets as love. Because a man isn't out for you to love him. No, you say, oh, I love you. Man would say that. And a woman say, I love you. Man would accept that. But can a man stay with a woman that does not respect him? How would he feel if the woman would say, oh, honey, I love you, but you can't do this. You can't do this. Call this other person to do this for this. You can't do this. This other person, and you go outside and, oh, how you be so fool and all kinds of stuff. You can say you love him as much as you want. He doesn't hear that. You can go and buy flowers. He doesn't care about that. See, a woman would want, oh, you buy me flowers. Oh, it feels so good and stuff. You're going to buy a man flowers. He's like, oh, you're throwing a the money. He'll accept it to make you feel good, but man, he's looking for that. He isn't looking for that. Definitely doesn't care about it. But when you go to respect that, but now when you look at him, you're filled with admiration. That is what's important to him. When you talk to him, you talk to him with respect. You give him authority. That is what is important to him. That is what the man interpret as love. Like how women interpret different things. What a man does, the man interpret as love the respect that she gave him. That puts him on cloud nine. That gives him more strength to go out and do more for her. So that's the difference between love and respect, brothers and sisters. It's not the same thing. It means different things to different people, but that's just about the gist of it. Now I want to finish off here with something that I hear often, and that is good guys always finish last. Good guys always finish last. But the joke is on you. The joke is on you. People that or women that think that the good guys, yeah, well, I can't be with this guys. I'm gonna run over him or I'm gonna do this. And many times you lose the one person that is compatible with you. Looking for some shiny things at the end of the rainbow, usually people end up with nothing. And that is the case for most people, especially today. What are you offering? No, I was thinking about it this way. God says that we offer ourselves to Him. How does He put it? Let me just pull that text up here. Okay, here we go. Romans 12 and verse 1 say, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Holy, acceptable unto God. And this is reasonable. It's not like, oh God, you're asking for so much. No. Why did I use this text? Because today, many people think that what we offer God is whatever we want. Like God does not have a standard. No, brother and sister. God has a standard. What was the standard in the Old Testament? The standard in the Old Testament was a lamb, right? What were the other sacrifices? Maybe we can focus in on the lamb. The lamb was supposed to be without blemish. Not even one. This, if a lamb had any spot, it was wholly unacceptable. Use it for something else, but you couldn't sacrifice that animal. It had to be clean, white, without spot. Now, could it have been a black sheep? Probably too, as long as it didn't have any white. It couldn't have any spot. Or, in other words, it had to be one color. Any spot of a different color represented sin. Represented sin. Now, today we do not need to offer um, an actual lamb. Bible says today we are the sacrifice. We are the living sacrifice. And what type of sacrifice are we offering God? Are we offering God a spotless sacrifice? Is it acceptable unto God? Now, when I had this question, people start to think, well, what do you mean holy? I say, what do you mean? What I mean holy? I mean, do you have a different definition for holy? The same definition you have for holy, that's what I mean, holy. Acceptable unto God. What do you mean acceptable unto? I mean exactly what it says. Acceptable unto God. See, we have gotten into the idea that God accepts any sacrifice, whatever we have, lame, blind, deformed, spotted, and we think that we can go and accept that, and God is going to say, "Oh man, this is acceptable." God isn't going to accept it, and people say that we can't be perfect, we can't stop sinning. I say, well, I think sin will be how you call this, categorized as a spot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that if you have sin, that's a spot. See, but the Trinity has taught people today that you can sin and it's going to be just fine because you can't stop sinning. That's what that God teaches, that you cannot stop sinning. I mean, just stop and think about how in the world is that not wrong? How in the world can you not see that that is diabolical? People not able to see it. They're thinking, oh, this is God. No, Brandon, that's the devil. That's what the Trinity is. That's the spirit of the Trinity. It's not godly. Then the Bible said that it is reasonable to be spotless. God isn't asking you for a whole lot. He said, this is your reasonable service. Now, I have a whole video on what is sin. You have to check that out because I really can't go into it. But what am I using this verse? Because women today think that they can offer man anything. That's it right there. They think that they can offer man. They can go out and live the way that they want to live, do the things that they want to do, that they shouldn't be doing. And then they come and offer that to a man, and the man's supposed to be happy. The man's supposed to be happy. No. Those men that we say that finish last, they miss the bullet. They miss the bullet. Yeah, they're perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine. Uh, well, I guess that'll be the end of it, brothers and sisters. May God bless and keep you. It's my prayers for you. And please, man and woman, if you're a woman, please guard yourself. Keep yourself for the man that God has in store for you. Don't share yourself with anyone else. Today, people think that that's asking too much. No, that's reasonable. That's reasonable, brothers. Don't share yourself with anyone that is not your husband. Because that thing is going to come back to bite you one day. If you don't believe me, you have to figure that out for yourself. May God bless and keep, and you have a wonderful Sabbath. Bye-bye.